start buzzing while we're mid-workout. Okay, so sitting ready, 3, 2, 1. Right at about an 18, just loosening up. I will say there's really nothing magical about 19 minutes. Just a way to break up the steady state. If 18 is too low for you, go ahead and hit rate 20. This is an easy workout to really up the intensity. If we started simply at a 24, you'd really wind it up by the time you get to the top of the pyramid. Smooth, easy strokes. Check how you're sitting on the seat. And keeping everything stable sort of through the hip girdle. And as much as I say, keeping the shoulders loose, low and wide, which you'll get with good posture, long spine. It doesn't mean to let everything get yanked out as we hang the weight off the handle. We need to be strong through sort of this triangle here, connecting through the arms and the lats, keeping that triangle stable as we start the drive. Think about squeezing the glutes as you finish the stroke, finish the drive. Keep that stability through the lower core. There we go. We're going to shift up to a 20 on this one. That was our first 4 minutes. A little more on the rate here to be a 20. A little more on the drive. And on the drive, trying to keep the thoracic core here up, stable. Again, through the lats. And then at the finish, and the catch, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the abs. You want as little slip and play as possible. We're in our 3 minutes of the pyramid. Feel that we're getting the body set, stabilizing that thoracic core, lumbar core. As we get to half slide and maintain. Chin level. Looking across the room. Just be starting to feel some warm up here. Keeping the spine tall, long. And we're getting ready for our next shift. We started at 18. We're at 20 now. And we'll go to 22 on this one. A little quicker on that pivot, out of bow, getting the body set. A little quicker, go smoothly. And at 22, a little faster than at a 20. Definitely feeling warmed up here. Warmed up for steady state, not like I could go fire off some hard short pieces. Hands relaxed, hooking off the handle. Hang the weight off the handle and push. Keeping everything stable, shoulders to the seat top. And we got a 1 minute, a little more push coming up. We'll go 1 minute at a 22 and 2. That's 1, 2. All right, 24. 1 minute at a 24. If you started at an 18. Just keeping it light and lively here. Not a hard effort. Good attention to the pivot out of bow. Stable thoracic spine. Relax shoulders and hands. We're getting ready to lengthen back down to 22. On this one, on the recovery. Good push. This normal rate 22 pacing. Take this next minute to focus on that good pivot on the seat. Glutes engage at the finish. And as you come forward, closing the hips. Hanging the weight off the handle. And push. Push that stable spine, stable core. Next shift coming right up at the 7 minute to go mark. On this one, down to a 20. Push. Keep the good pivot out of bow on the seat. And let the knees come up a little easier, a little more control. Hold the body, push. The tendency is to want to reach at the catch. Instead, think just changing direction. Not extending the handle like that. Not doing a little poke out. Not doing a reach from the hips. We don't want to go for more here. Nice and stable, steady, quiet, keeping it very quiet as we change direction. Good controlled pace. Good work. We got 5 minutes to go. 1 more minute before our last shift. Go to 20. Seconds till we shift. Glute squeeze through the lower core, abs. Getting ready to change rates. In 2, in 1, on this one, 18. Really good focus on that change in direction, that steady push under the feet. You want to feel steady pressure as you move the handle, whether you're pushing with the legs or engaging the upper body and pulling with the arms in the second half of the drive. Push, steady pressure on the handle will give you that nice smooth force curve. Steady power application. That leads to nice acceleration here on the erg, especially on the water. Good practice. Quickish pivot and control the knees. Really common at the low rate. We slow the pivot too much and wind up coming up with the knees and the handle goes over it. Keep things smooth around the finish. In and away. In and away. Always working to get that handle out past the knees before the knees come up all the way. Definitely handle past the knees before the knees are at handle height. At the catch, the knees should be handle height. "90 seconds to go. And then again, we have a very short break. We'll just take a couple of paddle strokes. But right now, working on that pivot right out of bow, not slowing that down so much. And controlling the rise of the knees on the recovery. At an 18, they are coming up slowly, but it's always about control. And the knees coming up slower than the handle moves out, slower than the pivot, regardless of the rate of the stroke. 30 seconds. Two more. 1, 2. A couple of paddle strokes here. Good. Go ahead, get some water. One minute. Again, really thinking about this core, the glutes, closing the hips, on the recovery, and opening the hips to move the body back. All right, we got 30 seconds. I'm going to try to go 18 again on this in this 4 minutes as we start. Sitting ready, we've got 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, go. 18 here. Low rate at the finish, work on sitting up, holding, squeezing, literally squeezing the muscles, squeezing the handle toward the body. Keeping yourself from collapsing or falling down at the finish. Squeeze, sit up, stay connected. We don't want to bounce down like this or pull in and sag. Have the seat move back toward the heels. Squeeze the glutes. Keep the posture. Handle extended, reaching out with the arms. Pivot, reach, pivot. Lots of time at an 18 to get the body set, that catch ready posture at half slide. We've got over 3 seconds of stroke here at an 18. It's a lot of time. More than half of it on the recovery. So take that time, find that pivot right here, here, on the seat. And thinking about that steady force, steady power application. Feel it in the fingers, between the fingers and the handle. Holding the spine up. 1 more minute at an 18. So-called 18 here. More like 19, I'm trying. Sit, hang the body weight off the handle. Stable body. Keep this triangle here made up of your arm and your torso. From your wrist to your armpit and your armpit to your hip. Keeping that stable from half slide to the catch and back again. And we're going to go up to a 20 on this one. 4 minutes down. More than anything else, focus on just a little quicker on that pivot. And a little more push on the drive. So we're going a couple of seconds faster than at an 18. This should not feel like a lot of effort. Steady state. Just a nice, comfortable push. We don't want to get into that comfortably uncomfortable. Keep it comfortable. Little focus here on the force curve, power application. Force curve is going to look smooth, kind of haystack-like. Gumdrop, kind of a flattened gumdrop for me. But symmetrical. And that allows me to focus on the pressure on the handle and the handle speed. So the handle speed picks up with the acceleration. No pause at the finish. Handle comes in, goes away smoothly. But we don't want to just sit and go again. No pause here. Keep the handle moving. The body pauses, but the handle keeps moving. My body stops, but the handle keeps moving. And we're going to go to a 22 on the next one. 22. It's our 2-minute segment. Chin level. Looking across the room. Put the monitor up nice and high. Help keep the posture. Again, it's a little more lively on the recovery and on the drive. Half of our 22, one more minute at a 22, and then up to 24 for just 1 minute. Good pivot, holding the abs, closing the hips. Bringing the body across the top of the seat. So we'll go up to a 24 for just a minute. 1, 2, 24, again, lively. You really get that quickness out of bow on the seat. Think about the contrast here to the 18. We have under 3 seconds here. A very different feeling. than when we have more than 3 seconds at an 18 per stroke. That's it, just tapping it along. Now we're going to lengthen out to a 22 in 2, 1, 2, lengthen the recovery, lengthen the knees coming up. Keep that pivot smart. The rhythm on the 22 definitely feel different than the rhythm at a 24. Good work here. Putting in the miles, putting in the kilometers. Squeeze the glutes at the finish. Right here, sitting up. Feel that weight hanging off the handle. And then pull and swing. Hang the weight, pull and swing. Not letting the body move away from the handle at the very end of the drive. And here we're going to lengthen to a 20. 1, 2 on this one. Knees up easier. So we want to finish the handle and the body finish together. We don't want to get stuck with the body and then pull the handle in and get them to finish together. Make a decisive finish. Right here at our 820. Get that pivot on the seat. And just as the handle finishes with the body, recovery, we want to just get the handle started and then have the body follow. Good work. Long spine, loose shoulders. One more minute here at a 20. Push away from the flywheel to move the handle rather than launching the body upward off of the catch. That's it. Body forward, set, push in 2, down to an 18. That's 1, 2, pivot, relax. Pivot, relax. Big contrast to the 18 from the 24. But the constant is setting the body, hanging the body weight off the handle, not launching the back. Launching the back, this kind of motion, heaving up. Keep it level and steady. Trying to keep all the power at elbow level. Last few minutes here of this piece. Great job. Push. Just push. Hold the body stable. Again, this should not be a hard effort. Very sustainable. Two minutes to go. And then we got a quick break before we start our last piece. Good for the meters workout this morning. Oh, and also good for the heart. 90 seconds. Chin up, chin level, looking across the room. Get the arms fully extended by half slide. Try to avoid pausing at the lower rate. Keep it smooth. Thirty seconds. Good pivot, hang. Ten seconds, and then we'll just take a couple of paddle strokes on our recovery time. Last one, and paddle. Same recovery, there's no pressure. That's good. Go ahead, get a drink. One more set. 1 minute. Okay, I'm going to start at 20 on this one instead of an 18. Stay at an 18. Just the higher you start, the more that middle minute is going to affect things. So this means my middle minute's going to be at a 26. Kind of pushes us outside the steady state zone. All right, 10 seconds, sitting ready. So stay at an 18 if you want. On this one. Settle in here, your first 30 seconds or so. Still working on that good form. Trying to get everything to finish together. Squeeze up with the glutes. Brace the abs. And handle right in. Finishing right here with the body. And the body finishes probably a split second before the handle. That's long spine, loose shoulders. Nice, easy rhythm. Chin level. Pivoting faster than the knees come up. Looking good. Really focusing this morning on getting the body set. Easier to do with these lower rates, lower intensities. Excuse me. Set the body, push. Set, push. Holding through that triangle, arm, torso. Hold that triangle stable. 2 legs of the triangle. As you push, get it set, set, hold, set, hold. And no pause at the finish. Keep the handle moving. And we're going to shift up in 2. That's 1, 2, 22. 3 minutes here to 22. Make that pivot quicker. And try to reach the handle straight out for that rectangular box on the front of the machine. Not letting the handle drift down and up, right directly away. Sit right at a 22 here, or a 20 if you shift it up from an 18. Good work so far this morning. Try to hold your pacing as we finish out. Nice and steady. Push, swing, push, swing. One more minute before our next shift. Level head. Handle leads the recovery. Getting ready to shift up. Our 2-minute segment coming up on this one. A lot of quickness here at the 24. Get that body set. Focus more on the pivot and the recovery. First half of the recovery, getting the body set. One minute here till our last upward shift. Good pivot, set, push. Really thinking again, hanging the body weight off of the handle through that stable triangle, 2 legs of the triangle. Create along your side and out through your arm. Sitting ready for our minute up. In 2, 1. 2 in the pivot. Just keep it light. Keep the drive light. Make the recovery lively. 24, 26. Keep it light and lively. Arms away, pivot. Arms away and pivot. Good work here. Stay with it. Getting ready to lengthen. Think about just really just controlling the knees more. In 2, 1, 2, lengthen 2. That's it. Keep that good pivot. Control the knees. Still pretty lively here. So you want to make it feel lively and light. Not heavy. Not hard. Good pivot. Set. Float. And pushing through the feet. The whole drive. Foot straps are for stability, not to keep you flying off of the erg. Good posture. Getting ready to lengthen. 2 shifts down, left to go. Again, keeping the pivot quick. Lengthening the recovery, the knees coming up in 2, 1, 2. Quick pivot, easy. Quick pivot, easy. Set the body, hang. Working that pivot, holding the abs. That's the key to a good recovery. Nice work. Steady at a 22. Add a 20 if you started at an 18. Finishing everything together. Smooth finish. No pause. Handle this keeps moving. Just like the seat doesn't really stop at the catch end, The handle doesn't really stop at the finish end. Some nice symmetry there. We're well into our last minute before our final shift. Sitting up, checking the abs, checking the length of the spine, holding the thoracic spine stable, lengthening in 2, 1, 2, last 4 minutes. That's it. Nice, steady. Push, push, then pull and swing. The swing comes from the hips, opening the body away from the thighs. It's still not a launch. We're still not lifting up. A push and then swing. Push and then swing. Last 3 minutes. Stay on your good pacing here for this rate. Relax the hands, acting as hooks. And again, not hands out on the end of the handle. That's a lot more work. Nice and easy here. Good posture, holding the body stable. Last minute and a half. Sitting up at the finish. Squeeze the glutes and the abs. Handle stops with the body. Finish with that draw and pivot. Start with a reach and pivot away. Got 15 more strokes. Great work this morning. "30 seconds. Two more. 1, 2, and paddle. working on that pivot. No pressure, but work on that pivot. Recovery should feel the same. And if you've got time, we'll just paddle out this last minute here. Thirty seconds more, nice and easy. Good, best form of the morning right here. That's what we want to work on. And way enough. 3 by 19 in the books.